Here we are. Yeah. You know it. It's the Savannah Crew, and we are here for another baseball tournament today. We are here for the outfielders. So our infielder tournament, if you do remember, if you were watching, listening, ended up Mike Schmidt is the winner. I thought that was a pretty solid person to win that. And here we are. Aaron has once again made the brackets for the outfielder. And we have our crew here. McCormick's and Kev are out of the dark. And hopefully Stuvie is taking care of all the flooding in Illinois, and Dahlman is still in witness protection, so you cannot see his face. Dog might be coming here later. Aaron, who actually, if you play NBA The Show, you kind of look like Eric Thames right now. So you want to check that out, but you kind of look like him. All right. Oh, we kind of saw a face. Oh no, you're gonna jump over. All right, so we have, as I said, our generation, for those first-time listeners or watchers, we want our generation from somewhere around 85 to present. And just to let you know, this is an old crew, so some of these guys only like old people. So you'll see on our banter and our voting that old people rule around this neck of the woods. All right, so Aaron, after he's done eating that bite of grilled chicken, and he is the grill master for all you that don't know that. So I'm sure it's perfectly done. Is that true there, Aaron?
Pretty good tonight.
All right. Anything to start with the tournament before we get into it?
No, I mean, one thing I thought of here is maybe we could change the mindset a little bit. And if you want, I thought maybe a more fun way to vote would be the peak of their careers, like the 2 to 3, 2 to 5 years that you feel they're the best. So when you're voting one player versus another, who would you want on your team and at the peak of their career in their 5-year, kind of pinnacle? So let's kind of keep that in mind maybe a little bit. But I mean, like Stuver said, Stuver texted earlier, it's really kind of a 2 to 4 man show here. So maybe we can get through this whole thing a little quicker than we normally do.
It's still fun to talk about some of those other ones, though. But yes.
All right, so we'll start up in the upper left. We've got Barry Bonds versus Josh Hamilton. Thanks for having a couple nice years, Josh. And we are on to the 8 and 9 seed.
Did we vote? I didn't hear vote.
You don't need to.
I know, but is everyone, you got to ask, anyone want Josh Hamilton? He had a couple good years. Anyone? Okay, move on. Here we go.
Probably against anybody but Barry Bonds, there might be a legit argument for about 4 good years that are really, really good.
Yeah.
And had a hell of a good time. He had a better time than Barry Bonds. So if we're going for the good time crew, Josh Hamilton might be the flip. He might have the 1 seed.
There you go. That's another tournament.
It sounds like a Rexa argument of who would we win in a street brawl, which I'm actually going to use in my favor for one of my favorite players later on. So I like that, Stuber.
I was actually a fan of Josh Hamilton, just didn't want to see him at 16 there against old Barry. But anyway, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I don't know, maybe I could have flipped him down then more in the Freddie Lynn spot and put Fred Lynn against Barry Bonds. It would have been an easier vote for you.
True.
We'll go with we'll appease Pitter here. I'd like to try and get Pitter involved in the conversation a little bit earlier than normal. And I've got Mookie Betts as the 8 seed going up against another Boston Red Sox, Dwight Evans. So we know how Ryan's voting. We know how McCormick's voting. How are the rest of us going to vote on this Mookie Betts versus Dwight Evans?
They both cheat.
Wait, what about Dewey Evans cheats?
Every Red Sox ever has cheated.
All right, I'm just telling you, in RBI baseball, nobody is going deep more than Dewey Evans.
I think everyone in the league cheats, to be honest with you, as more and more comes out.
Not
But I got Mookie Betts all the way, baby. He's one of my top players in the league right now.
Mookie.
Yeah, there's 2.
I would go Mookie also.
3.
Oh. If you guys have ever played RBI baseball, I'll tell you that.
I have, and I think I do not enjoy the game, so that makes me more go for Mookie.
Earl Weaver.
We got Mookie 4.
Mookie 4,
That's all we need.
1 for the young guns, McCormick's.
All right. Then we've got the 5 seed Gary Sheffield going up against the 12 seed Matt Holliday.
Holiday.
Gary
Sheffield for me.
Sheffield.
That's 2 Sheffields. I got Gary Sheffield.
I
got
had
Gary-
Sheffield.
I got
4
Sheffield.
5. Yep.
Holiday had some nice career. Gary Sheffield,
All right.
dangerous.
Next, we have the Hall of Famer Larry Walker going up against Devon White, the 4 13 seeds.
Devo White was a 13 and Josh Hamilton was a 16?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good question.
Like I said, this one was a little harder to seed. There's some things I could have definitely switched around, but yeah. Wouldn't have mattered either way. They're both losing in the first round.
Who's this?
Larry
Who?
Walker.
Oh, Larry
Larry
Walker? All right, I picked Larry Walker.
Larry Walker.
Walker.
All right, Walker's
Nice.
moving on.
I abstain.
He hates both of them.
News. I think only because I think the main reason that News isn't voting for Larry Walker is he lost a bet for a Rapella lure to me one year. So for sure.
Anybody that refuses to like bat against Randy Johnson in the All-Star game, not a Hall of Famer.
What? I don't remember this.
Look it up.
Cut out the middleman. Tell us the story, Dolman.
He didn't want to hit against Randy Johnson in the All-Star game. He was afraid of him. A Hall of Fame player is not afraid of anybody. Look it up.
Except
Well,
for
why
this.
don't you go with
Hall of
White?
Famer.
Because I don't like him either. I don't know.
Larry Walker, I think, won.
Yep. So now we've got Joe's boy. I think this might be the only Dodger on here. Joe continuing to boycott the tournaments. Modern day era for you, Pitter. Here, a little recency bias. Cody Bellinger, the 6 seed, going up against Moises Alou as an 11 seed.
Kev, why don't you start us on this
I'm
one? What do
gonna
you got?
avoid. I'm gonna avoid the recency bias and go with Alou.
Okay. News, who do you got?
It's a tough one. Bellinger doesn't have as much of a track record as Alou, but I think if you go 5 years down the road, he'll be even better. Bellinger.
McCoy mix?
All right. If I go 5 years down the road, I could see Moise Alou making a comeback. So I'm going Alou.
Wow.
Playing with Ricky Henderson in the Northern League. Yeah.
Him and Julio Franco, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. Stu, who do you got?
I got Bellinger. I'm not happy with the 3-year track record he got, but Moises Alou is such a candy ass over the Bartman. He was a Cub. He pisses on his hands. I don't like him. So
Gonna
Cody
shine it.
Bellinger.
Shine it. You're gonna buff it up for they turn it sideways and stick it up his candy ass. Yeah.
All the above. That's right.
Oh. I got Bellinger.
I think my favorite thing of any of these tournaments so far is just right now when we just saw Stuvie drinking a pop, but it still had all the other 6-pack things.
I didn't
around
have
it. It's the
time to
last-
take the stringer
last
off it.
one.
Whatever.
That
This is
extra
so
half
awesome.
a second. Yeah.
That's right.
Dude, if that doesn't drive viewership to this podcast, then I don't know what will, because
Dude, I
that
don't
was
know.
phenomenal.
I don't know what needs to, but we ain't getting the listeners yet and viewers. All right. So I think Bellinger won.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
2.
voting for him too, so there you go.
Wait. Didn't Kev and I went Alou? Everyone else
Sure.
went the other way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Moises.
I believe the original thing was consider their top 5 years? Does Bellinger even have a top 5 years?
I bet his years that he's had is better than Alou's
You
anyway.
have to put in
His
zeros for everything under 5
bottom.
years.
I just looked it up. His bottom third, which is his second year in the league, was about the upper echelon of Moises Alou's career numbers. Track record is not great again, with only but 2 out of 3 really good years, and his down year is pretty good. Like I think it was 27 homers and 110 RBIs or something.
Last year, what was his numbers? They were kind of crazy, weren't they? At least
47 homers, I think it was.
The ball's juiced.
Yeah, 47, 115.
The pitchers are going to adjust. Wait till this year if they ever come back.
Okay. Words. We're remembering those words.
Dog, we're stuck on a 6-11 seed right now with Cormix. Even though it was a clear 4-2 vote, Cormix is still trying to make a case for Moises Alou over Cody Bellinger. Is what you walked in on. So we're moving on, dog. How about you?
He did have a sweet broken ankle.
That's true too.
That was nasty.
We will go to you, dog, as the first vote on our next duo here. The 3 seed Andre Dawson versus the 14 seed Bobby Abreu.
Abreu. Dawson, the Hawk. Easy.
I tried to pick somebody that Stuver couldn't argue for because I know he won't vote for Cubs, but I tried to put somebody that there's no chance.
Andre Dawson went in as an Expo, so the Cub, I take that completely out.
Or Red Sox. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hawk.
Does anybody have a brew? Awesome. The 7 seed Albert Bell versus the 10 seed Lance Berkman.
Oh boy.
Albert or Joey?
This one.
Joey?
Albert is about as good as anybody, but it's only really for he's going to win this one in my opinion, or at least my vote, but he's only got like that 3 to 4 years where he's really, really, really good. And then he hits the shits fast.
I'm with you, Steve. I go Albert.
Bell for me.
Yeah, I'm going Bell as well.
I do believe that's 4.
Yeah, Albert Bell.
5.
He had a solid 9-year run there.
He did. I was a little short, but
Well,
it's a little short.
No, I would agree with you, Stu. I kind of agree with Stuver on this. There was like 5 years where he was like one of the most feared. That's the reason he got the contract he got from the.
There's
most feared hitter again?
There's only 3 years, Dolman, where I bet you if we compared him to the upper echelon of the league that he's at the top 2 or 3 guys, and that's 95, 96, and 98. His best year is actually with the Sox.
Yeah.
Those are really good years when he's hitting 38 and 129. That's hard to argue with, but I'll bet you there's a bunch of dudes in that era hitting 30, 35 to 45 with 130 ribs. Brady Anderson was probably doing that.
Didn't he hit 50 one time?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. So, Albert Bell is really, really good, but those upper echelon years, 3, 4 upper echelon years, and then he's in the upper mix, but not primo. Just my opinion. IMO.
Yep. Oh, sweet. Crazies is joining.
I'm out.
First time.
Yeah, we got time to close it down and get another link.
All right, next.
We've got the 2 seed Manny Ramirez, just being Manny being Manny, going up against the 15 seed Luis Gonzalez. This is another one that, again, purposely bracketed. Oh, never mind. It isn't Crazies. It's Rex. Purposely bracketed here because News is screwed either way he votes. Might be another abstain from News. News, are you abstaining again?
Abstaining, yeah.
That's what
Actually,
I figured.
no, Manny all the way.
Wow.
He was a White Sox in his good years.
I like his style.
Style. Rexa, who'd win the street fight out of this one?
Manny Ramirez or Luis Gonzalez?
Gold.
I'll go Manny. I'll go Manny.
Kev?
Manny.
Anybody got Luis?
I don't know. Luis would be one of those slender MMA guys, that could do some damage. I could see that, but I got Manny in the baseball part of it.
He always looked like the guy on Mike Tyson Punch Out. One of the boxers. I can't remember which one.
Where are we? We got dark room. What's going on here?
You missed it. You missed it.
We got Dolben is just represented by letters. Now we got Grizzly Adams coming in from like the Shining room. What is it?
You missed it.
Lumberjack Stott.
Rex, you gotta start joining on time. Cormix was in full light. You could actually see him. It was great, man. But you missed
I like him better in the dark.
We now go to, we try to bring Pick back into the conversation again. Somebody from today's era. We've got the 1 seed Mike Trout going up against the 16 seed Steve Finley. Anybody speaking to the skinny guy from the Tyson fight, anybody want to go with Finley?
This has all 1 versus 16 seeds on automatically.
I tried that.
It has to be done.
Yep,
Rexa.
you weren't here. Pick yelled at me just like he just yelled at you.
Good job, Pick. Way to
How
stay
about we
true.
each get an idea of who we'd like to substitute for Steve Finley?
I more like to think of myself as a senior consultant. Just bring me in for the tough stuff.
All right, Mike Trout, all the way.
Fantastic.
3.
We have an 8-9 seed here. It's kind of interesting. Again, Ryan, I'd like to bring you into the conversation with a modern day player and Giancarlo Stanton. And then he's the 8 seed going up against a guy who had a baseball hit off of his head and go over the fence for a home run, the 9 seed Jose Canseco.
Well, Aaron, this is an interesting matchup. Let's start with McCormick's.
I'm going Ho Canseco, 40-40 club.
Okay. Kev?
Canseco.
Stuver?
Canseco.
Who's the other guy? Who's the opponent?
Giancarlo Stanton.
I don't know who he is.
I figured that Coach Belichick Rexa wouldn't know who even Giancarlo Stanton is. Like, you should start wearing a hoodie to these if you're going to just leave and give us your kitchen table view. Like, put the whole outfit together instead of just part of the outfit.
Try to cook some cookies up, all right, guys? It's been a long day.
Chocolate chip or what?
Yeah.
Dog.
Come on up. We'll get you some.
I'm going to go Canseco. I like McCormick's 40-40.
I got Canseco. News?
Abstain.
I don't like Canseco, to be honest with you. I mean, I think he's overhyped. He's getting knocked out whatever round the next player I recognize he goes against.
Which could be tough because I tried to.
But it's the 1 seed Mike Trout, so you're not really going out on a limb there, Slick.
Good.
No, Slick is to the other side of you. Vern is underneath of you on my screen. That's get the names right. I know we haven't hung out together as much lately, but come on. All right, so it sounds like, I mean, do we have 4 Jose Canseco votes right now? Or 5? Kev, Cormix, Dog,
It's 4 for sure.
Stuver, that was 4. Pitter, oh, and I think Rex voted Canseco because he doesn't know Giancarlo Stanton. So Canseco moves on.
Move on, baby. Let's get
There
some
we go.
good ones going.
Hey, Brett, here you go. The number 5 seed, Bernie Williams, going up against, Cormix will make a strong argument for the number 12 seed, Dave Parker. had a very, very good career. If you can look up his stats, I was actually shocked. That's why he's up in the 12 seed there. But Bernie Williams going against Dave Parker.
News.
Bernie, of course.
You got anything to support him or
No, that's it.
Or pinstripes.
Yankees.
Yeah.
I go with Dave Parker just because I didn't realize his nickname was the Cobra. I kind of like that.
I'm with you, Rex. Dave Parker all the way.
There you go, Slack.
Dave Parker's on the Yankees. We're talking about him as one of the top 5 players of all time.
Dolman, if I'm not going to see you, I'd like Brett.Dolman or a picture of Tasty Freeze, please.
All right, I'm working on it.
Dog? Who do you got?
I'm going to go Bernie. He was just steady for a long time. What's that?
Where's my brother at? What's his deal?
His deal is he's anti.
Where's he at? He's never been here.
Right.
Stuvie, who you got?
Good question. Good call. Good call.
It's at an edge. I'm going Bernie, and it's only by average. They both averaged 22 and 98 for 162 game average. They both played 17, 19 years. Bernie's got him in batting average, 290 to 298. Played center field, little harder position. I go Bernie.
Yeah, but I tell you,
What were their averages, Stu?
I tell you, you know this nickname, Parker's? The Cobra.
Yeah. He's in one of the top 10 throws of all time from right to home, I believe.
Well, there you go. Just gave me a reason why you should vote for the Cobra.
You know what Bernie Williams' nickname was? Mongoose.
Oh, Bernie.
I got Bernie. Weekend at Bernie's, baby. That's what I'm picking for.
Who's taller?
Oh boy, probably Bernie. I guarantee you that Dave Parker would win in a street fight, though, Rexa. So that'll just support your vote. Too bad it didn't work. Bernie Williams moves on. We've got the 4 seed Edgar Martinez. Again, this is outfielders and DHs. We forgot to mention that at the beginning. So outfielders and DHs. Edgar Martinez versus Fleet Feet himself, one half of Fleet Feet, the 13 seed Willie McGee, who until I completely forgot had won an MVP.
McGee.
I'm with you, Rex.
Oh, drop the mic.
You say McGee won MVP, Bees?
He
He
did.
won an MVP. He was a
What year?
2-time batting title. Let me get that for you.
Oh, I like this, Dolman.
83.
Martinez win.
85.
Yeah, he wins in
85,
their
huh? Really?
Martinez
World
Yeah.
Series.
Yeah.
I don't remember that
Whoa.
little sign underneath the big T. That must have been.
Actually, guess who was number 2 in
Does anybody
85?
remember that tasty, crisp chicken curry outside?
Dave Parker was number 2 in the MVP voting in 85.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, just time out.
Dwight Gooden was number 4, and Cormac's Tommy Herr was number 5.
Oh, wow.
John Tudor was number 8.
Really?
Vince Coleman
They only poll St. Louis media members, or what?
apparently, because Vince Coleman made number 11 ahead of Tim Rock Reigns at 12 and Ryan Sandberg at 13. What in the world?
All right, so
Wasn't that the year Coleman had 100 and some bases?
It
Yeah,
must have been
110 or something. I mean, that guy was a stud.
110, yeah.
I know about that. All right. Anyway, so we got 2 for McGee.
Take a look at Edgar Martinez.
It's Edgar Martinez.
1995 to
Edgar
01.
Martinez
Yeah,
had
not even
huge
close.
years.
He's a professional
John.
hitter.
He's
All he
a-
did was hit.
It's not even close.
Correct. That's all
Yeah.
he did.
Exactly.
Right. And he did it really well.
Yeah, he raked.
If he was in the National League, he would have been up on the Pines. The liability in the field.
I got Martinez. That guy could hit in his sleep.
Yeah, I got Martinez.
He could hit from the bench.
Stuver and Dahlman had him too. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Kev, who'd you have?
Edgar.
Okay, because I'm going to vote Willie just because I love Fleet Feet and I love Vince Coleman. So this is more a vote for Vince Coleman than Willie McGee. but Edgar moves ahead as he should have. We will
How
now
can you vote for one guy and say he should have moved ahead as he should have?
That's how I roll, Rex. Have you not been? You've been on all these calls with me. I mean, come on. You know how I do this.
Just like I said,
I'm
I
trying
should
to.
have lost, but I voted for the other guy.
I'm trying to increase viewership for the Gym Teacher Dreams podcast. Let's go. Come on.
Shout out to Coke.
You can't have every vote be a 8-0 vote. Like, there's no way First Take would have got off the ground. Any of these things. Like, you have to
A
have.
shout out to Pepsi. I got you.
I don't know. We got a Coke hat. Stuber's drinking Coke.
Yeah.
No, but Rex is pulling the contrarian card. That's what he's doing there.
So, Dahlman, hold on. Time out. Where was this tasty, crisp chicken carryout little sign unattached to the big sign? I've never.
I have no idea. That's Google.
That's not Savannah's sign, is it?
Oh. No.
Okay, then, all right. That's not authentic.
Wait a second. You're putting up non-authentic signs?
I saw the bit on
Bush
the big
League.
thing.
Bush League. You can't pull that over on us.
If you're going to come to these tournaments, please come better prepared than that. I mean,
Yeah, Dahlman. This is Bush League. Go back to Brett.Dahlman, please.
next up, Cormac's going to love this matchup. This is all in your wheelhouse, Cormac's. We've got the 6 seed Dave Winfield going against the 11 seed Joe Carter. Two great
Winfield.
players from your era, Cormac's.
I
Winfield.
don't like that. But I got
Winfield, he hit a pigeon.
He was one of my favorite all-time players, and he was a multi-sport athlete. Straight up Dave Winfield.
Yep.
And his baseball cards were pretty fun, too. I liked his cards.
I wish Joe was here to tell some stories because McEwen's father-in-law used to play basketball with Winfield, I think it was. And
Really?
he said he put like a quarter on top of the backboard and he jumped up and grabbed it. Like the guy was just a flat-out athlete. He also said, I think there was a pigeon deal, like where, you remember like he chucked a baseball and hit a pigeon? You remember that story?
Wasn't that a Randy Johnson pitching to John Kruk thing? Wasn't that?
No. Like it was like during a warm-up deal. There was a pigeon like out there, and he took a baseball and just chucked it and hit it. You'll have to look it up. And then he had to go to night court afterwards.
Yeah. PETA's all over him.
Harry Anderson
Yeah.
Canadian Mounted
Harry T.
Team
Anderson and
arrested
Bull was
him
there.
and Bull
Yeah.
and Roz.
Has anybody actually voted in this yet?
News.
Yes, I vote Dave Winfield.
News. You might like my tournament of
I'm going Winfield.
Winfield for me too.
Winfield.
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 It's a clean sweep. Wasn't even close. Thanks for coming, Joe Carter. Don't even know how you got an 11 seed. Who seeded these things anyways?
Won the World Series with a homer.
That's
Against Mitch
true.
Williams.
That was a
It was
fun.
an errant throw, evidently, according to this.
So we've got the 3 seed, Big Papi, David Ortiz, going up against a modern day player for Ryan, number 14 seed, Justin Upton. Sort of modern day. I mean, not as modern day as some of his other newfangled players, but David Ortiz versus Justin Upton. Is anybody voting against Big Papi on this one?
No.
Yes.
Apparently, Stuber doesn't like Big Papi.
Top 3 hated players of all time.
I got Big Poppy.
7-1, Big Papi moves on. Okay, Kev, like time to involve you back in the conversation again.
Nope.